May 25, 2024, at 2:20 a.m. in Pinellas County, Trooper Logan notices a black sedan with Georgia plates blast through a red light at Roosevelt Boulevard and 9th Street North. That's not exactly how you blend in at 2 in the morning. The trooper flips around, catches up on Ulmerton Road, and lights the car up for a stop. The sedan slows, looks like it's about to comply, then suddenly rockets away, turning a routine stop into a full-on pursuit. The sedan rockets forward, blowing past 100 miles per hour in a 50 zone. Lane changes get tighter, speeds get higher, and the chase barrels toward the interstate. The driver shows no sign of stopping, pushing harder as troopers stay close. Every move raises the stakes. A PIT attempt doesn't end things, and the black sedan keeps charging ahead toward I-275.
Let me see your hands, brother! Let me see your hands! Hands! Back up! Back up! Back up!
That's when it all comes apart. The sedan loses control on the ramp, slams into a guardrail, and comes to a violent stop. The passengers surrender immediately, but the driver bolts across the highway in a desperate sprint. Troopers give chase and bring him down safely a short time later. The driver is identified as Craig Evester Williams, a 40-year-old with 7 prior suspensions and a habitual traffic offender status. He reeks of alcohol, his eyes are bloodshot, and the vehicle search uncovers cocaine, marijuana, and even half a Cialis pill. Not exactly the best travel kit. Williams was charged with DUI, fleeing to elude driving with suspended license, possession of controlled substances, reckless driving from a simple red light violation to a high-speed chase, a crash, a foot pursuit, and a pile of charges. Craig Williams managed to turn one bad decision into an entire night's worth of felony entertainment. Florida Turnpike, June 20th, 2024. Trooper Elvis Nolasco with FHP's Criminal Interdiction Unit spotted a white Mercedes with dark tint rolling north on SR 91 near the 145-mile marker. A quick check showed the registered owner had a suspended license and a seized tag order. Lights and sirens went on, but instead of pulling over, the driver mashed the gas.
Clear. Eastbound 70 on Petersburg. Eastbound 70 Petersburg. Green light, green light, green light.
The Mercedes shot onto the shoulder, weaving recklessly through traffic and blasting down the highway. The chase stretched across multiple exits, cutting through intersections, jumping onto I-95, and forcing officers to stay sharp as speeds and risks climbed. The suspect attempted an illegal U-turn on I-95 and clipped an SUV before Trooper Nolasco moved in for a pit. The first attempt failed, but moments later he struck again near SR-70. The Mercedes spun, tried to recover, but was disabled after intentional contact. Nolasco's patrol car skidded into signs on the ramp, pinning him briefly until he repositioned. With K9 Uno on the scene, officers boxed in the suspects and pulled both the driver and passenger into custody. A search of the vehicle uncovered cocaine, oxycodone, MDMA, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia inside a black zippered bag. Neither suspect wanted to talk, but the evidence spoke for them. Our guys was charged with Derek Danovan, Taylor Jr., driver. Reckless, driving with property damage. Felony fleeing and eluding with property damage, leaving the scene of a crash. Possession of cocaine. Possession of marijuana under 20 grams, possession of oxycodone, and MDMA. Taylor tried turning Florida's Turnpike into his personal getaway track, but a pit and a few signposts ended that plan. Both men traded their tinted Mercedes for a trip to Lawnwood Regional, and then straight to St. Lucie County Jail, their luxury ride replaced with handcuffs and felony charges. On April 10th, 2025 at 3:33 p.m. in Zellwood, Florida, Trooper C. Brinson notices a white Genesis G70 rolling north on US 441 with a tinted windshield. He flips on the lights and siren for a routine traffic stop. At first, the driver seems to play along, pulling into a Circle K on North Orange Blossom Trail. But instead of parking, he floors it southbound. And just like that, a quiet afternoon becomes a high-speed pursuit. The sedan immediately pushes the limits, weaving recklessly through traffic, splitting lanes and hitting speeds close to 90 miles per hour in a 35 zone. It blows through stop signs, cuts across roads, and even drives against oncoming traffic at one point. The situation escalates quickly, and Trooper Brinson stays locked on as the chase intensifies through neighborhood streets and highways.
171, they're at 49 in there.
Back south on OBT. Passing Union Street. South on OBT, passing Union. Put your hands up. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
The pursuit comes to an end when Trooper Brinson executes a successful pit maneuver, forcing the Genesis into the grassy median. As the dust settles, Hayes tosses a brown backpack out of the car before finally surrendering with his hands raised. Deputies recover the bag and find it stuffed with marijuana, cocaine, drug paraphernalia, and nearly $2,900 in cash. Sidney Paul Hayes was charged with fleeing with disregard for safety, leaving the scene of a crash, 4 counts, possession, with intent to sell marijuana, trafficking cocaine, possession of drug equipment, tampering with evidence. He was booked into the Orange County Jail, where the window tint is now the least of his worries. What started as a minor tint stop exploded into a high-speed pursuit, mailbox carnage, and a full-blown drug bust. Hayes later admitted he ran because he thought his license was suspended. Instead, he ran himself straight into a mountain of felony charges. December 3, 2022, Pulaski County, Arkansas. 10:49 p.m. Trooper Garrett Bird spotted a speeding vehicle pushing close to 90 miles per hour late at night. With light traffic on the road, Bird closed in quickly, lights flashing as the suspect refused to stop.
Stayed behind it, coming up on Camp Rock, and speed about 110, light traffic.
The pursuit ramped up as the car tried to break away at highway speeds. With traffic light and the suspect pushing recklessly, Bird set himself up for a tactical takedown.
Give me space. I'll try to put it right here. You're 90, light traffic. There's that thing I did. Stay knocked out. Get us medical. Where you at? Watch your crossfire.
It didn't take long. Bird executed a textbook pit maneuver, spinning the fleeing car out within minutes of the chase. Officers moved in fast with guns drawn, ordering the driver out. The suspect was pulled from the vehicle and taken into custody without further resistance. He was charged with felony fleeing speeding, 90 in a posted zone, reckless driving, careless prohibited driving failure to yield to emergency lights. Trooper Bird didn't waste time letting this pursuit drag on. One clean Piat ended it before it got truly dangerous. The suspect's night went from 90 miles per hour to 0, straight into handcuffs. November 28, 2024. Radio traffic lights up on a routine day when units call out a silver Volkswagen drifting through lanes and ignoring a basic lane change stop. What begins as a simple lane violation traffic stop quickly turns into something much louder and faster. The Volkswagen keeps rolling, running reds and weaving through moderate traffic as officers fall in behind.
6, it's going to be on a Volkswagen Jetta. It's going to be 95 southbound. 95 southbound coming up to San Marcos. Violation was to pull him over for improper lane change. Got off in the Stockton exit going eastbound, going westbound. Started running red lights jacks on 31. His traffic is moderate, speed is 95. Drive pavement as well, that's not right now. It's going to be November Victor Alpha Victor 46 on a silver Volkswagen Jetta. Southbound 95, coming up 20 minutes.
The sedan pushes the limit. Troopers report speeds around 95 miles per hour, cutting across lanes and passing on the left, treating the highway like an expressway audition. Units coordinate on the radio, trying to box it in while the Volkswagen snakes through exits and surface roads. Tension builds on every radio call. You can hear officers call for units to clear intersections and prepare for PIT or intervention. Everyone's bracing for what comes next.
Moderate traffic. South by 95 Jackson, trying to weave in and out of lanes, still trying to evade. South by 95 coming into Emerson.
Jackson, 901. And pick this phone. I had her name and phone number again.
Still south by 95 Jacks. Traffic is still moderate. Passing Emerson. Alright, Jacks, you just hit the sign. You just signal for it. Just signal for it.
The chase ends when the Volkswagen leaves the roadway and comes to rest in a ditch. Officers immediately order the occupants out. Commands, windows busted, hands shown, and take control of the scene. There's smoke from the vehicle afterward, and officers secure backpacks and evidence while medics check for injuries. The driver is detained on scene without further incident. Charges: felony, fleeing, reckless driving, speeding. What started as a routine lane change stop turned into a full radio symphony. Tires, sirens, and a lot of officers saying basically, "Not today." The Volkswagen's highway audition ended in a ditch, and the suspect swapped a high-speed flex for handcuffs and a lot of paperwork. Not the most scenic way to go viral. April 5th, 2024, Cross County, Arkansas. Around 8:15 p.m., troopers clocked a westbound car at 105 miles per hour on US 64 in a 55 zone. The vehicle appeared to brake for a traffic stop, but seconds later, the driver punched the accelerator and bolted. Dispatch was notified as the pursuit began.
Get over. Go ahead.
The chase pressed westbound with speed soaring into the triple digits. The driver forced traffic off the road, blew past a rolling roadblock and wind, and narrowly avoided hitting farm equipment as officers stayed locked behind him.
Hey, we got strangers up ahead, watch out. 10-4.
115 coming up to the Lango River Basin.
115 coming to Lango River Basin.
Still westbound, speed approximately 130 miles an hour.
There's a Woodruff County deputy set up spikes on Highway 64 at Timmy Miller shop. Still westbound, speed approximately 130 miles.
TBI, TBI, TBI.
TBI, TBI, TBI.
TBI.
Force red.
Fuck you! No! Get a fucking grip! Motherfucker! His arm!
Just before the Languille River Basin, troopers saw a clear stretch of roadway and performed a tactical vehicle intervention. The suspect's car spun out across the lanes and into the ditch. The driver, identified as Adam Walker of Florida, ran toward officers but was quickly taken down after a short struggle. He was combative and yelling obscenities, but was restrained and taken into custody without further incident. He was charged with felony fleeing, substantial risk of death or serious physical injury, aggravated assault, multiple counts, including against first responders, leaving the scene of a property damage crash, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, speeding, 131 in a 55, reckless driving, careless, prohibited driving, improper, passing on the left, no driver's license, failure to stop at a red light. Adam Walker's reckless run across Cross County reached speeds over 130 miles per hour and endangered everyone in his path. His attempt to flee ended in the ditch, with officers, deputies, and a long list of serious charges waiting for him.